WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Pana Morning Show with Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders. We're coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Along with them, it's your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, the Okanee Chop Shop, and Bob Ridings Pana. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and speaking of Bob Ridings Pana, joining us by phone today, it's Brian Booth, General Manager with Bob Ridings of Pana. Brian, good morning to you. How are things with you?
Good morning to you. Things are doing great. How about yourself?
We're doing well over here. Glad to have you to talk a little bit about Bob Ridings Pana and a little bit about yourself as well, which is where I'd like to start things off here today. Brian, we got to talk for a minute there before we got our start, and you're a busy guy. I'd love for folks to know how you're kind of managing everything right now in life, and if you would just kind of share a little bit about your background and how you came to be with Bob Ridings Pana.
Absolutely. I'm from the Elwyn area, Blue Mound area. I've been with Bob Ridings for almost 15 years. I come from a Harley dealership before that, so I've spent a little over 20 years in the dealership life as of now. I've worked in service, sales, finance, general manager as well. That keeps me pretty busy on its own. Free time, I have two daughters. I coach several sports in their school district. We do a lot of horse shows, rodeos around. We're involved in a lot of those clubs, so stay pretty busy. Don't really have much free time, and I like it that way.
Well, for Father's Day, I hope you got treated right, because I'm not entirely sure how you find the time for some of these things mixed in there with all that time being spent at the dealership as well. 15 years now with Bob Ridings Pana, and you've kind of gone through the slew of jobs, as you mentioned there, starting service, sales, finance, and now as the general manager. You've been doing that for some time now. Brian, how has that gone for you, that transition to now as a manager?
I love it. One of the big things, I think, being, involved in all the departments beforehand is it helps you understand what others have to do, what they need to do, how to do it right. I'm a firm believer here that, nobody gets told what to do. We all do it. We're a team. I'm the general manager, but I'm not the boss. We're all in this together. I go back there. I've wrote service tickets. I've washed cars. Whatever needs to be done. We all do that. We're a small dealership, and we all are like a family here and help each other out. I mean, I've got sales guys that will go out, wash cars and move lots. Nobody's above anything, and it's a very nice, tight, cohesive unit. We've got a great crew, and it's just been awesome.
And that starts at the top. So, if you're willing to do that dirty work, we'll call it, that makes it that much easier for those that are supposedly or technically under you to want to do it for you as well. So love hearing that things have gone well for you in that newest transition, and keeping you that much busier, I'm sure. Let's get into some of the things going on with Bob Ridings Pana. You mentioned, yes, we are a smaller dealership, but there's a lot going on down there. Where do you want to start? I know you've got some sales going on right now, and some other things as well. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about the business itself?
Absolutely. Well, we'll start with the sale. That's really one of the biggest things we've got going right now, and it is a national campaign through Stellantis, which is the parent company of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and several other brands, but those are our main. They have their employee pricing going right now, which is by far one of the best pricing events I have ever seen in all my years here. And it's actually Stellantis pricing, or their employee pricing, so it is actually less than dealer invoice on these vehicles. And then some of them have rebates on top of that. I've got Ram trucks with over $10,000 off. Some of them are up there in the $15,000 mark. We have new Jeep Compasses under $30,000. So, I mean, brand new vehicles, new Pacificas under 40. I mean, just absolutely amazing deals going on the vehicles right now. We're kind of copying that with our used side, and all the pre-owned and certified vehicles are all clearance priced as well. And we're moving a lot of units and trying to keep up.
If you would, employee pricing, you hear all the time about different sales going on at a car dealership, and we'll give you 5,000 off the rebate or whatever however those things go. For you mentioned that this is one of the best sales you've seen. What makes it so much so special?
So the pricing is the big thing coming from the manufacturer. Obviously, the economy dictates a lot of it, supply and demand. It's a whole national thing, and Ford is doing it. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram are doing it, which we're tied in with them as well. And it is just, instead of, saying, hey, this truck costs this much and they'll give you this much off, saying, hey, here's what we sell this to our in-house employees for. We're willing to pass that deal on to you. And that is just resulting in significant savings all the way around. Like I said, this is actually, when I buy a vehicle, I pay more than a Stellantis employee does, and that is what they're now selling it to customers for in lieu or as a rebate. So you're buying it less than the dealer would typically buy it for.
So a sale that we don't see too often going on right now at Bob Riding's Pana, the Stellantis employee pricing. And you mentioned they're the parent company for Dodge and Jeep and things of that nature as well. So that going on right now, Brian, when it comes to Bob Riding's Pana, tell me a little bit about the experience of buying a car at your lot. What would you describe that experience as?
So, like I said, we're a very small dealership. We take a lot of pride in that, and we sell a lot of vehicles to like the St. Louis market. It's a couple hours away, and the amount of times people come up here and just they're in awe that a car buying experience doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to take hours. You walk in here, the salesman right here, I sit on a desk next to them. They're not doing the back and forth, let me go see what my manager can do. I'm right there to talk to people. We're very casual. We're very laid back. There's no pressure. It's just, the small town feel. And Mr. Ridings has owned this dealership for almost 40 years. He's been in business for almost 50 years. We've got those anniversaries coming right around the corner, and you don't stay in business that long by not treating people right and taking care of people and doing a good job.
It's a testament, at least, to that work that's being done. Would you describe it as the experience itself is more of a relaxed experience? And do you have customers that kind of come to you and also just say, man, this has been a treat to deal with your group?
Absolutely. I won't go into specifics, but I remember years ago, we sold a gentleman worked at a large manufacturer in St. Louis, and he was what they call a car buyer, buys a new car, has a quite a few, but bought frequently, every couple years. And he bought a car from here years ago and said, I've bought dozens and dozens of cars, and I've never been treated like this. I've bought all over the country. We're the only place he buys cars from now, and he has brought so many people from that manufacturer in here to also purchase cars, and just every one of them all, say the same thing. Like, we're so used to the high pressure and the feeling like how much money can they get out of me, and we're not like that. We always say we'd rather make $100 on 10 people than 1,000 on one. We're transparent with our pricing on new, especially now with the employee pricing. Any pre-owned vehicle, you go out on my lot, I have NADA, Kelly Blue Book, all the book outs in them that need, and we price fairly, and we show you up front, hey, here's what this car books out for, and here's what we're willing to sell it for. We do the same on your trade. If somebody comes in, here's what it books out for. We don't try to hide anything. We don't try to do anything. We don't do the hidden numbers or fees in the back. You come in here, everything's right up front. Here's the, every line, here's the bottom dollar, and just try to make it as easy as possible. We buy vehicles too, we don't want to go through that. And, that just makes a conflict between you and makes it harder on the salespeople, but nobody wins in that type of scenario. And like I said, we've adopted this for longer than I've been here, and Mr. Ridings has a heck of a game plan, and it's worked very well for him.
Evidenced by 50 years in business coming up here very, very soon. Very low overhead then, and it sounds like the transparency is certainly appreciated there as well. Love to hear that, because I think most people's typical car buying experience is probably not exactly this. Joining us right now by phone, we've got Brian Booth, General Manager at Bob Ridings of Pana. We're telling you a little bit about their employee pricing sale on Stellantis, that overhead company, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram kind of circled into that as well, and just learning a little bit about Brian and Bob Ridings as a whole. We're going to take ourselves a break, and we'll come right on back, and we'll talk more Bob Ridings Pana when we return. You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust.
WTIM. Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn and beans steady. Wheat trading higher. July corn down 431 3/4. September corn up 1.5, 421 1/4. December corn 436 3/4, up 1 3/4. July beans 1070 1/4, up half a penny. August beans up 1 1/4, 1073. November beans 1064 1/2, up 4. July wheat up 6 1/2, 543. September wheat up 6 1/4, 558 1/2. July bean meal 283.80, up a dime. July bean oil up 2 cents, 55.13. Livestock trade, August feeders 307.42, down 280. June live cattle down $1.35, 225.67. July lean hogs 112.10, up 30 cents. Energy market, July crude oil 73.34, up $1.57. I'm Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
This is Alyssa Keller with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, it's Brian Booth, and it's the final days of Buy Like an Employee at Bob Ridings Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Pana. Join us Saturday, June 28th for free snow biz, free food, and great deals. We have Ram trucks with an average savings of over $12,000 off MSRP. We have new Chrysler vans under $40,000, select Jeeps under $30,000. See us online at bobridingspana.com or come see us Saturday, June 28th in Pana. Cars and trucks are like eggs. They're cheaper in the country.
Dinner time just got easier with Pizza Man Pana. Enjoy great food that includes amazing pizza, tasty pasta, salad bar, and chili. On Monday nights, enjoy the spaghetti special with garlic bread and a side salad for $8. On Tuesday nights, come in for the lasagna special with garlic bread and a side salad for $9. On Wednesday nights, grab yourself an individual pizza and side salad for $9. Pizza Man Pana is proud to be serving Pana and the surrounding areas with great Italian food since 1985.
Black Heritage Day, presented by your Quality Ford dealers, returns to Busch Stadium on Sunday, June 22nd. That day, the Cardinals take on the Reds, and with a themed ticket, fans will take home a St. Louis Stars jersey, just like the one worn at the 2024 Negro Leagues tribute game at Rickwood Field. Come early for a special Heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. For tickets or details, visit cardinals.com/theme.
This is Victor Scott II, St. Louis Cardinals for the Louvre.
WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station. With Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders, we're coming to you from our Taylorville studios with the WTIM Pana Morning Show. It's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Ridings of Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Oconee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment is Brian Booth, General Manager at Bob Ridings of Pana. And we talked a little bit about their employee pricing sale and how that feel of Bob Ridings Pana is going to treat you as a small town dealer. News to me, and we'd like to get that out to listeners out there as well, is an event that you guys have coming up in just a couple weekends. Brian, what can you tell me there?
Absolutely. So on June 28th, we're going to be providing free food. We're going to take donations on it, and all of the donations will go to the Pana 4th of July Fireworks Fund. We always try to support that every year, and we thought this would be a good tie-in for that. We'll also have free snow cones from SnowBiz, but we're kind of doing that like we were talking, one, to help celebrate the huge sale that we expect to be ending at the end of this month. So time's probably running out. And also to invite people who have never been here to come. Like I said, there's no pressure, never has been, but just come out and enjoy some free food and a free snow cone on us.
Free food and free snow cones is probably going to sell most folks there. What are we looking at serving?
We're probably going to do hot dogs and brats. That is typically the most popular and as well as easy on me. I'm usually the one doing the grilling. We've had them where they get a little bit big for me, so I do have some help I usually bring in on them. But hot dogs and brats are typically the more popular. We do some other things all year round. We do Veterans Day. I always do a big cookout for veterans here in our community, and anywhere we give them a free meal and free oil changes. That's one of our bigger events. We at times have a few hundred people here, and I started doing that with hot dogs and hamburgers, and then it got to the point where there were just so many that just couldn't quite keep up. So we went to larger thing, Italian beef that I could make in bulk, and chili is we've changed the menu over the years. The last few years, Italian beef and chili is always the most popular choice, but you got to watch the chili. That time of the year, you don't know if it's going to be 80 degrees or 40 degrees.
Right. Well, for you guys, I feel like there's nothing more chill than a cookout. Just grab yourself a brat, maybe a bag of chips, get yourself a free snow cone, and just stop by the lot and kind of see things over there. So June 28th, Bob Ridings Pana will be providing free food and free snow cones from Vandalia's Snow Biz. That to look forward to in just a few weekends. Brian, in addition to obviously selling you the car, you guys are also in the business of servicing said car. What can you tell me about the service center and the service side?
Absolutely. We have an amazing service department. We do everything. We're a full service shop. I've got them down from oil changes up to entire engine, transmission replacements, whatever is needed we can do. We have a truck lane. We work on large trucks as well. I had a camper in here the other day for some engine work, but we can pretty much handle it all. I have 2 senior master level Ford technicians and 2 senior master level Chrysler technicians. So top of the top. We also have general mechanics. We have 2 oil change lanes there. One we take appointments on. So if somebody says, "Hey, I got a small window, I need it done," we take an appointment, guaranteed get in, get out. We also have an express oil change lane where no appointments necessary. Pull right in. We'll get your oil changed here as quick as we can and get you right out of here. Diesels, we have a guy that's just pretty much works on diesel trucks as well, of all makes and models. So we are obviously certified to work on about everything. We work on all the domestics. We work on all the foreign cars as well. I have Nissans. I have a picture from a while back I took. We had an old 70s Mustang in here. It just was cool. We had a big lineman truck and just so many things in one shop. Such a variety. So
I would say from a lineman's truck to a nice 1970s Mustang, that's a wide variety there. And having that at your disposal after making a purchase with Bob Ridings of Pana, I feel is a perfect kind of marriage balance to it all there. For you, Brian, we've got just under a minute here to go. Can you give us some contact information, ways to reach out to you specifically, or just Bob Ridings Pana as a whole, if I'm interested in not only your employee pricing sale, but maybe getting more information on that free food and snow cone coming up?
Absolutely. Well, there's plenty of ways you can reach us. Our phone number is 217-562-3986. You can also find us online at bobridingspana.com. We're on Facebook as well. Whatever's easier for you, feel free to give us a shout. We'll be glad to help you.
And maybe also just stopping by the location as well. If you like to deal in person, I'm sure Brian and staff will be able to take care of you there. Well, Brian, thank you for joining me here today and letting us know not only about the sale, but what's going on with Bob Ridings Pana.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
You got it. Again, Brian Booth, General Manager at Bob Ridings of Pana. You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. We'll be back around with more as of tomorrow. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
WTIM. Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 FM Taylorville, 107.5 FM Shelbyville, 107.9 FM Pana Nokomis.
Facility, including its underground centrifuge halls. That's the conclusion of the UN's nuclear